everybody, it's Brian back with Inspiring How You See That. We're the channel that talks about all different kinds of music and entertainment, interviews some of your favorite artists, and brings you inspirational stories. And today I have a very special guest with me. I have Matt Sullivan from Title Holder. And Matt, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you so much for having me, Brian. It's great to be here.
Absolutely. And I should say you're the front man of Title Holder, and you guys are from the New Jersey and New York City area, correct?
That's correct. New York, New Jersey, Long Island, we're all over.
Nice.
We've got a team out in Pennsylvania that we work with too, so we're all over the place.
Okay. I'm in Erie, Pennsylvania, so not too far.
All right. So you got to come to the next show.
That's right. That's I've been out near the Philadelphia area. Actually, a band from New Jersey I've become friends with, Reality Suite. I went out and seen them a couple times out there. So
right on. Yeah, we just played Philomoka in Philadelphia a couple weeks ago.
Nice.
So that was a lot of fun. But yeah, we'll have to set up some stuff and we'll do some like on air content for the podcast.
That'd be awesome.
Heck yeah.
That'd be a blast. I know you reached out to us, and I loved the music that when we started looking at. You guys have that cool mix of ska and punk rock that really haven't seen that mix before. How'd you guys come up with that?
I mean, that just draws from, the late 90s and 2000s era. Your Less Than Jakes, your Boss Tones, your Big D and the Kids Table. That's the avenue that we're traveling down right now,
Sure. Yeah, I definitely hear the Mighty Mighty Boss Tones in there, without a doubt. I was looking at some of the videos. I'm like, oh man, this takes me back to high school.
That's you know what? If that's what you thought when you first listened, then we're doing a damn good job.
Nice. Now, how did you guys come to be a band? You got what, about 6 or 7 guys in the band?
There is actually 7 of us. Yeah.
Okay.
It's a pretty full van when we do what we do. This project, I mean, like everybody in the band, we've been doing this for a long time. We're all in our mid-30s. We played in every band you could possibly imagine, from metalcore to hardcore to just pop acts. I started this project in 2020, and I just wanted to do something different. I wanted to kind of go back to my roots and
Sure.
just do stuff that felt good to me, that could make a room of people just dance and smile and have a good time. And that's, where the origin of it was. I was like, you know what? When I was 15, like Real Big Fish, Mighty Mighty Boss Tones, Less Than Jake were my top 3, like my pyramid of like, if I could be in one of those bands, I would be the happiest person ever. And when 2020 hit, and the pandemic hit, I was like, all right, you know what? If it's the end of the world, I'm just going to check off all the boxes and just do something that I like.
There you go. Have some fun going out.
Yeah. And it just so happened that I came across Krista Makes' email. Krista Makes plays in the band Less Than Jake. And I shot him a couple demos, and he shot me a message back in 20 minutes, and he was like, bro, I like these songs. What else you got? So he was a big factor in kind of like lighting a fire under my ass to do a little bit more than just, make some songs in Logic and see what happened and, put them out on SoundCloud. So
Sure.
I started writing, and, long story short, we turned into Title Holder.
That's awesome. Now, like you mentioned, back in like the late 90s, that was a lot of what we heard was kind of that ska type of music.
Yeah.
I still think, and I felt for a long time, there's still a pretty significant fan base that is yearning for that. So do you see a potential resurgence of that style of music with you guys and other bands?
Oh, for sure, dude. It is absolutely happening right now. Like, I mean, you've got bands like Catbite, who are doing huge things right now. I mean, Jeff Rosenstock is a wonderful artist who's bringing out tons of new up-and-coming acts. I mean, bands like Joystick, they're amazing. You've got, like, the New York and New Jersey sector of things, Stop the Presses, Joker's Republic. All these bands are doing really, really big things, and there is a huge outcry for more of it. Like, every time we play a show, like, we're, in 2023, we're filling small rooms and we're going, what the heck, like, what is the year right now? So it's happening right now for sure. People love it. I think, the stigma behind like being a silly ska band has totally disappeared. And
Absolutely.
I think people love it right now.
Yeah, I would agree with that. And not only are you just I mean, I was listening to some of the music, like, what better time? As I listened to that, I couldn't help but think this sounded like Blink 182 with horns.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Good. Yeah. I mean, obviously Blink, when I was in middle school a very long time ago, we won't talk about what year that was. I mean,
It was after I was, so don't worry.
Yeah. Huge influence. No doubt. But yeah, I mean, there's all those bands totally, I took pages out of every single one of their books, and, I'm constantly going back through like the Rolodex of music that I listen to, and picking apart little parts of songs that I was like, yo, I loved that chorus. What if I made something that sounded like that, but wasn't ripping them off? So yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, you pulled it off, because that's exactly what I thought.
And people are digging it too,
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, the hardest part of all of this, like 20 years ago, I would have been in a ska punk band or a ska pop punk band. I just didn't have that many friends, so it was easier to be in like a 4 or a 5 piece and figure out how to get shows going that way. But now, like with social media and the internet and just like with how great it is to meet people in such a fast manner, I was able to put this band together after I recorded the record very quickly so that we could play live shows.
Sure, absolutely. Now, I wanted to ask you, because obviously, like we mentioned, you guys have horns, you have, some classical instruments in addition to guitars, everything. Did the majority of the band, did you start out and say like marching band in high school or jazz band? How did that come about?
Back in the day, yeah. I was in jazz band in middle school. I was actually a drummer.
Okay.
And I did that for a while. And I remember when it came to go to high school and you had to dedicate your summer to marching band, I was like, oh, this sucks. Like, no, my summer, like, I know we got to get ready for football season, but I'm not trying to do that. And actually, like, going into my freshman year was when I was like getting into like seeing bands like Mest, Good Charlotte come through Connecticut. I originally in Connecticut, and when I went to their shows, I was like, oh, like drumming's not cool anymore. I need to get a Squire Strat and learn how to play guitar. So I immediately grabbed a guitar. I asked my parents if I could get one for Christmas, and that was that. Going on the internet and learning how to play Good Charlotte and Newfound Glory songs, and the rest is history. So I was a big fan of all those bands and started everything through doing school band. I actually, when I was in middle school and going into high school, I was like, not to brag, but I was in the percussion ensemble, which was, you didn't just get invited to the percussion ensemble.
Right.
You had to try. Yeah, you had to try out for that shit. So I, playing the marimba and the xylophone, I already had like a good foundation for like keyboards and like, melodies and stuff like that. So just, bringing it over to guitar, wasn't easy. I'm not a great guitar player, but I'm really good at power chords.
There you go. There you go. Hey, you know what? As long as you can mix it in with everybody else and it sounds good as a whole, that's all you need.
I like to think that, like, with the guys that I have working with me right now, they're all far better musicians than I am. So as long as I can just like, stand up front with my power chords ready and smile, everybody's like, all right, you do what you do. We'll make you sound good back there.
Nice. You had talked about earlier about, particularly with the pandemic, you're like, I'm going to have some fun. And that was one thing that as I was listening to music, this is a lot of really feel good, fun type of music. Sure. Even like you guys have the motto, good music for good people. How did that come about?
That was just, when I was looking around and, looking at like, taglines for what the band could be, because, you look at social media and everyone's got like their title slide of what they're all about. And it just made sense that, we're all good people, we're all good guys. And I just wanted to make good music for people that, shared a like state of mind, and that, good music for good people just worked. And also I thought like at some point when I actually have enough money to make it would look good on a t-shirt.
There you go. There you go. You're right. That's like a tagline people remember, and
why not? Why not?
Absolutely. And that even shows in your music videos. It really looks like you guys are having fun. I'm thinking, never had a chance in hell. I'm watching that and I'm like, man, it just looks like you guys had a blast doing that.
That was a really, really good time. That was the first video that we ever did like a full half day in front of a green screen. So I had no idea of how that was going to turn out. The videographer we work with, his name's Sean Ageman. He works with a company. His company's called Washed Up Media. And for all of our videos, I like to think I'm a really great client. I storyboard everything out. I'm a psycho like that. I've got storyboards of how I want it to look, and every time I bring it to Sean, he's like, bro, this is amazing. Thank you so much. Like, I don't have to think about anything. I just, you've got it all written down for me. So yeah, when it came to that, I was like, bro, this is what I want. I want us to be playing as a band that just got sent to hell from a game show set. What can we do? And me and my wife, we actually made all of the set pieces for that video, like at my parents' house. Like we bought cardboard and cut it out and
it's DIY, baby.
Dude, so I mean, it was a blast. It was a lot of fun. When I showed up with all the shit, the rest of the band was like, "How long have you been working on this, dude?" I was like, "You don't even know. Get in your places. Let's go."
Like, I got this. I just trust the process. Nice. Now, when you go in and you're writing a song, is that part of the writing process? Are you kind of visually thinking of a music video as you're writing a song, or does that come after the fact?
It usually comes after the fact, but it's really close. Like, by the time I've got it, like, I cut all the demos that I'm doing in the studio. This is my home studio, but I'll cut everything here at home, and I'll be working on it, and then I'll send it to the producer that we work with, Nick out of Gradwell House in South Jersey. He's amazing. He's playing bass right now in the band The Story So Far, but he was formerly the front man and bassist of Man Overboard. He's phenomenal. He's friggin' amazing. Like, our relationship, we've been working together since 2016. So like, I know I can trust him with my music. I feel comfortable showing him stuff that absolutely sucks, and if he tells me it doesn't hurt my feelings,
Sure.
So when I'm working on songs, I will, I'll lay down the baseline of how I'm feeling about it, and then I'll let that marinate for, a month or two before I actually bring it to the real studio. I know I have the capabilities of recording everything here, but I like the preparation of putting everything together at home and then going to a better studio to get a better final product, and just focus on, all right, for the next 3 days, I'm going to be an artist and I'm going to work with this guy that I trust and get this shit done.
Sure.
But yeah, I mean, within like a month of that demo existing, I'm taking a walk outside and listening to it in my earbuds, and I'm going, oh my God, I see this like cool thing, and I have this idea. So yeah, with Never Had a Chance in Hell, I was thinking about me being the devil on a game show for probably 6 months before I sent that to Sean and had him put it together.
Nice. It came out cool. Like I said, it reminded me of what music videos used to be back when MTV actually had music. You had those fun kind of.
Dude, you want it to be fun. You want it, like that's the biggest thing that I'm in that same avenue right now, where I just like, even though the budget is small, there's so much more that you can do with what we've got going on, and you know, and the capabilities of what you can do on your home computer right now. So
Yeah.
yeah, I've got a couple concepts lined up right now, actually, for more songs that are on the record. But so recently we got signed to Jumpstart Records, and I was talking to the president there, Jeremy, and I was like, yo, I want to do all these music videos for all these other songs. And he was like, well, you already got like the songs for you've got the videos for the singles. Like, you don't really need that many more. And I'm like, yes, I do, dude.
It's called a remix.
Yeah, yeah. Who the hell cares? So
that's awesome.
Yeah, I mean, you know, and also it buys us time for the next record. Like, if I spend the rest of 2024, you know, spotlighting a couple extra songs that are on the full length, I don't think it hurts anybody.
Absolutely. And
don't tell Jeremy that I said that.
And congratulations, by the way. I was going to bring up the signing with Jumpstart Records. That had to be exciting to sign with them.
Dude, so cool, so cool. Jeremy is amazing. He reached out to us 2022, and he actually, you know, he booked us for this festival called This Is Not Croydon Fest, and our old trombone player Dave Heck is a good friend of his, and you know, this, like, the headliners of this festival were Pie Tasters, Mustard Plug, Mephistopheles, and Spring Heel Jack.
Wow.
And who were all, you know, like, in their own right, like, legends.
Yeah.
In this particular scene. And he was like, yo, you guys want to be an opening act for this? And I immediately messaged back, like, is this a joke? Like, are you effing with us? And he was like, no, I think the music's good. Dave's a good friend of mine, and I think that this is worthy. We played that show, and he immediately hit us up, and he was like, hey, I would really be interested in releasing your next record and or putting together a full length of whatever you've got going on, plus the songs that you've already released. And that turned into the full LP of What Better Time. And I couldn't be more excited. I couldn't be more thankful. It's been friggin' amazing.
Awesome. And I do see that actually people can get a copy, a vinyl copy of the album.
Yep.
I'm going to order one tonight from you. And where can fans go and get that from you?
So you can get that straight from Jumpstart Records. If you go to Jumpstart Records, you can find the link to it. It'll bring you right to our Bandcamp, which is all directly just relayed to him. But yeah, right now, actually super exciting. We just found out. I was just posting about it today. So for this first pressing, we did 100 copies black, 100 copies of like a fun ecto cooler green, and 100 copies of like a cotton candy pink. And as of right now, between the three of those variants, there's only 100 left. So
Nice.
I mean, I think we're cooking, you know, for a band that hasn't been around that long, and, you know, riding the coattails of the vinyl resurgence. I think I'm super excited about it. Yeah, I just posted online. I was like, listen, if you guys don't get this first pressing, some schmuck is going to try to sell this to you in 3 or 4 years for $100.
Some guy in Erie, Pennsylvania. No,
yeah. Yeah. So Brian, can we expect that you're going to buy multiple copies? No, I'm kidding.
I'm going to get the green one. I was looking at that.
Dude, it's so good.
Green one.
No, let me know. Actually, message me after this, and I'll
Okay.
hook you up directly. I know Jeremy would love the traffic, but I'll take care of you. I'll send you something special.
Awesome. Appreciate that. Thank you.
Yeah, hell yeah, man.
Now, are you guys planning? You kind of mentioned that you've got some new music or that you're working on. Are you working on like a new album in the next coming year or so, or what's the plan for that?
I mean, every weekend I'm working on new music. Right now, I'm going back into the studio in November to work on 4 new tracks.
Okay.
I think the game plan is going to be to release those particular songs as singles.
Okay.
You know, so I mean, by the time we actually, like, you know, when production is completely done, we're probably looking at maybe like summer of next year, summer
Sure.
2024, when we put out like the first, or the first of the bunch, so that we can just ride through 2024. But throughout 2024, there's another 6 or 7 songs that I'm working on right now that I would love to hop back in and get finalized. Realistically, I think singles for 2024, and I think new record for 2025.
Okay. Nice. That's awesome. And we'll be sure to keep you guys up to date when new music's coming out from them. Then we'll let you know, hey, go check this out and share it with all your friends as always. So, Matt, one thing that I want to ask you, because like we talked about, maybe there being a resurgence in ska or whatever we want to call this type of music.
Yeah.
What other bands do you think are currently playing now that you think fans should check out in addition to Title Holder?
I mean, anybody that's listening to this that is a fan of Title Holder or is looking into Title Holder, Catbite, they're huge. They're such a big band. They're doing a lot of really cool things. In New York, Stop the Presses. They're a really, really, really phenomenal band. We've been playing a lot of shows with them. There's a band called the Manipulators that we just played with at Philomoka in Philadelphia. They opened the show, and I was like, we should be opening for this band. Like, what? They're so friggin' good. Manipulators is good. So there's another band. They're South Jersey based. They're called Take Today. They're more of a pop punk vibe, but they put out some of their songs in the ska vibe.
Okay.
And they're so friggin' good. When I played with all these guys in Philly a couple weeks ago, and I was like absolutely smitten. I was like, can we please play more shows together? Like, I don't want to come off weird, but I need to be friends with you guys. So yeah. I mean, Stop the Presses, Take Today, the Manipulators. They're absolutely amazing. I'm so happy that like there's bands that we can link up with. Also, I mean, Joker's Republic, they're New Jersey based. They're doing a lot of big things. They're young guys, and they're friggin' blowing us out of the water. No one's keeping count, but they're amazing.
Nice. Well, if they're anything like Title Holder, I'm definitely going to check them out. And I encourage you guys to as well.
Check them out.
And I did see that you guys have some live dates coming up in the next couple of months.
We do have some live dates. So we've got our big one that we're pushing right now in New York City. We're playing at Bowery Electric, October 21st. That's a Saturday, and we're playing that with Millington. The only reason that I didn't mention Millington in the last, question with up and coming is Millington's established. They're friggin' amazing. They label themselves as brass emo, but they've got all the ska vibes. I would relate them to like your next Goldfinger. They're on fire. We're playing with Millington, Bowery Electric, October 21st in New York City. Then we've got a really big one that we're super excited about. This one's crazy, and I don't know how we were invited for this. But Friday, November 10th, we're playing at the House of Independence in Asbury Park, New Jersey.
Oh, nice.
With Westbound Train and the Pie Tasters.
Nice.
Westbound Train plays like maybe 6 or 7 or 8 shows a year right now. So for them to come back and do this show with the Pie Tasters is huge. We're opening that show. We're crazy excited for that. And what we just announced today, if I can pull it up, we just announced this is Jumpstart Records' 25th anniversary show. It's called 30-Minute Fest. It's going to be 2 stages at Broken Goblet Brewery in Bensalem, Pennsylvania. A Wilhelm Scream, No Trigger, Bitter Branches, You Vandal, Broadcaster, All Eyes West, Metroplex, Title Holder, Wes Hoffman and Friends, Worried Sick, Last Century, American Thrills, Bad Planning. It's going to be such a crazy show.
Nice.
And I love what they're doing, because like Broken Goblet has an amazing main stage, but they have this separate room that usually they'll set up as like a second brewery station.
Okay.
They're gonna put another stage there, and they're gonna do kind of like the When We Were Young festival or Warped Tour. You're gonna have one band go, and then as soon as that band is done, 1, 2, 3, 4, second band goes on.
Oh.
So like you can go get a beer, but you're gonna miss the first song of the next set.
You got to time it perfectly.
Dude, I cannot like commend what the team at Broken Goblet and what the team with Jumpstart Records does with their shows, because they're phenomenal. So that's Saturday, December 2nd, in Pennsylvania. That's Bensalem, Pennsylvania, and that one is going to be like I would imagine that by November that one's going to be sold out. Sure. But it's every single band that has ever been a part of Jumpstart Records. Everyone's coming back and doing this one show together.
That's going to be incredible.
So come out. If you come out to that one, we're going to, we might forget what happened that night.
That's when you know you had a good time.
Exactly.
Well, Matt, this has been incredible. I mean, we're pumped to see what's next for you guys. No doubt, with more people coming to see you guys and hear about you, you're just going to grow leaps and bounds. So we're excited for that. We're pumped to see the next music that's coming out, without a doubt. I know you had mentioned your Bandcamp site. Where else can fans find you guys online at?
I am everywhere. Absolutely everywhere. Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, everywhere. Well, we don't call it Twitter anymore. It's called X.
X.
Which is
so
stupid.
Weird. Sounds like an adult site.
I even post some shit on LinkedIn, which I don't know if is appropriate, but whatever. So anywhere that you can find us, Title Holder Music, Title Holder Band. If you look for that on Google, you will find us. We are everywhere. Of course, TikTok. I try to do a post once a week and be annoying and say something silly, but I'm everywhere that you want to look for anything that's new and fun and exciting.
That's awesome. Well, again, Matt, thank you so much for your time. This has really been a blessing talking with you.
Thank you so much for having me. This has been so friggin' fun.
Absolutely. And as always, we want to thank you guys for spending this time with us. We love you all. God bless, and rock on.